Daily Dose Divine Journey through the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 1 to 12. This passage recounts the arrival of the Magi, wise men from the east, who were guided by a miraculous star to find the newborn King of the Jews. In the quiet town of Bethlehem, nestled amidst the hills of Judea, momentous event had taken place. The long-awaited Messiah, the Savior of the world, had been born. News of this extraordinary birth began to spread, reaching even the distant lands of the east. Guided by divine providence, wise men, astrologers from the east, observed an extraordinary celestial phenomenon, a new star, shining with an otherworldly brilliance. Recognizing this as a sign of great significance, they embarked on a perilous journey, following the star across vast distances. Their journey was not without its challenges. They traveled through unfamiliar lands, facing the uncertainties of the unknown. Yet, their faith in the star, and the hope it kindled within them, sustained them on their quest. News of the Magi's arrival reached King Herod, a man known for his ruthlessness and paranoia. Fearful of a rival to his throne, Herod sought to eliminate this potential threat. He inquired of the chief priests and scribes about the prophesied birthplace of the Messiah. The Magi, guided by the star and driven by their faith, presented themselves to Herod, revealing their purpose, to find and worship the newborn king. Their words, however, sowed the seeds of fear and suspicion within Herod's heart. Despite Herod's attempts to manipulate the situation, the Magi continued their journey, guided by the unwavering light of the star. Finally, they arrived at their destination, a humble dwelling in Bethlehem. Upon entering the house, they found the child with Mary his mother. Overwhelmed with joy and awe, they prostrated themselves and offered gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, symbols of royalty, divinity, and sacrifice. Warned in a dream not to return to Herod, the Magi departed for their own country by another way. Their journey, guided by a star and driven by faith, became a legendary tale, a testament to the power of divine guidance. This story of the Magi reminds us of the enduring power of faith and the importance of following our heart's desires. It teaches us to remain open to the guidance of the divine, even when the path is uncertain and the journey is fraught with challenges. Like the Magi, we are all on a journey of faith, seeking meaning and purpose in our lives. Let us be guided by the light of Christ, open to his guidance, and share the good news of his love with the world. The Magi, likely astrologers or scholars from Persia, were men of wisdom and deep observation of the heavens. They were not ordinary travelers, but men of intellect and spiritual seeking. When an extraordinary star appeared, they recognized it as a sign of profound significance, a celestial portent of a momentous event. Their journey was not without its challenges. They traveled great distances, facing the uncertainties of the unknown. Yet, driven by a deep spiritual conviction, they persevered, guided by the unwavering light of the star. Their journey exemplifies the importance of faith and perseverance in seeking truth and fulfilling our destinies. The arrival of the Magi in Jerusalem caused a stir. King Herod, a man known for his ruthlessness, saw in these visitors a potential threat to his power. He inquired about the newborn king, his heart filled with a mixture of curiosity and fear. Finally, guided by the star, the Magi arrived at their destination, a humble dwelling in Bethlehem. There, they found the Christ child with Mary his mother. Overwhelmed with joy and awe, they prostrated themselves and offered gifts. Thank you for joining us today. For more reflections on the Gospel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel Daily Dose of Divine and can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. God bless.
From the Gospel according to Matthew, 2:1-12, when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of King Herod, behold, Magi from the east arrived in Jerusalem, saying, Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We saw his star at its rising, and have come to do him homage. When King Herod heard this, he was greatly troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Assembling all the chief priests and the scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. They said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, For thus it has been written through the prophet, and you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, since from you shall come a ruler, who is to shepherd my people Israel. Then Herod called the Magi secretly, and ascertained from them the time of the star's appearance. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the child. When you have found him, bring me word, that I too may go and do him homage. After their audience with the king they set out, and behold, the star that they had seen at its rising preceded them, until it came and stopped over the place where the child was. They were overjoyed at seeing the star, and on entering the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother. They prostrated themselves and did him homage. Then they opened their treasures, and offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they departed for their country by another way.
Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into a story that's captivated people for centuries. The journey of the Magi, as told in the Gospel of Matthew. We've got some incredible excerpts and insights to unpack, from their mysterious origins to the star that guided them.
And of course, those symbolic gifts they brought to the newborn Jesus.
Right. The story is so much more than just a charming Christmas tradition, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's rich with symbolism and theological depth. It's a story that grapples with power, destiny, and the intersection of the celestial and the human.
So let's start with the Magi themselves. Who were these mysterious figures? What do we actually know about them?
Well, the Gospel of Matthew calls them wise men from the East, but that leaves a lot open to interpretation, doesn't it?
It really does.
Some scholars believe they were astrologers, maybe even from Persia or somewhere even farther.
Wow, farther east than Persia.
Possibly. Steeped in the ancient traditions of studying the stars. Imagine that.
Yeah, it's amazing to think about those ancient traditions. And speaking of stars, their journey was guided by one, right? What kind of star could have led them on such a long and challenging journey?
That's a question that has puzzled astronomers and theologians for centuries.
It's a great question.
Some theories suggest it could have been a supernova.
A supernova, wow.
Or perhaps a comet.
Interesting.
Or maybe even a rare planetary conjunction.
It must have been something truly remarkable.
Absolutely, something extraordinary to compel them to leave everything behind and embark on such a quest.
And to think their journey's end was a meeting with a baby in Bethlehem. A baby destined to change the course of history.
A moment pregnant with meaning.
Absolutely. And even the gifts they brought, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, each one so symbolic. Not exactly what you'd find on a baby registry today.
Definitely not.
What's the significance behind these unusual gifts?
Well, gold, a gift fit for a king. It acknowledges Jesus as the King of the Jews, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, it makes sense.
But it also raises some interesting questions about the political climate of the time.
Almost so.
Was Jesus' birth seen as a threat to King Herod's power? How does gold, a symbol of earthly kingship, play into that narrative?
That adds a whole other layer of complexity to the story.
It does, doesn't it?
So what about frankincense and myrrh? What did they represent?
Well, frankincense, was used in religious ceremonies.
Yes, of course.
It points to Jesus' divine nature, a fragrant offering connecting him to the realm of the sacred.
It's beautiful imagery.
And then there's myrrh, an embalming oil.
Yeah.
Some scholars argue that myrrh wasn't always associated with death.
Really?
But in the context of this story, it's hard not to see it as a foreshadowing of Jesus' ultimate sacrifice.
That's a powerful interpretation. It really makes you wonder if the Magi fully understood the implications of their gifts. I mean, they brought these powerful symbols to a baby, unaware of the weight they would carry in the unfolding story of his life.
Exactly. Their gifts weren't just material offerings, they were symbolic pronouncements of Jesus' identity and destiny.
So what started as a story about stargazing travelers ends up revealing so much about the nature and purpose of Jesus' life.
Right.
It makes me think their journey, guided by a star, mirrors the journeys of faith many of us undertake. We all have our own guiding stars, don't we? Those principles and beliefs that lead us through life.
You do. And just like the Magi, we're called to offer our own unique gifts to the world. Our talents, our resources, our time, all to make the world a better place.
A reminder that every one of us has something valuable to contribute. That's something for everyone to think about. As always, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the story of the Magi.
It was a pleasure.
Until next time.
Take care.